'Cause it's time for Dudes After Dark. Let's go!
I have like 3 screens. I grabbed the mouse, wrong computer. What's up, everybody? How the heck are we living tonight? It's Tony, your Prince of the Poor's Lane, here on another D.A.D. Dudes After Dark pod. As always, brought to you, and decisions brought to you by the influence of garage beer on every Friday and every Sunday, and every other aspects of life here on the Dude Network. Now available in Chicago. How about that? We're just slowly getting there. We're one major top 20 city at a time. Actually, that's top 5, I think. Top 5. I don't know. Check me on that. Someone will. But anyway, we're real excited about tonight. I've been working with the Big Play Network all football season long, including the tailgate thing we did a couple months ago. And have been working with the gentleman we have tonight, Chico Borman, an absolute Cleveland media mogul, absolute legend. He's big, huge, monster. So we're going to get him on here in a little bit. We're super excited to talk with him. He's an absolute blast, and we always seem to work together very well. So I'm sure tonight's show will also be absolutely flawless, as it always is. Plus, we're doing a giveaway, so everybody tag your friends, bring them on board. We're doing a live giveaway. It's always really simple. Live, they'll pick a number between 1 and 500. We're going to have Chico pick that number. So Chico backstage, make sure you have a number ready there for us. But first, our co-host of the night, our first by tenure, of course, by tenure, a man out of Turlock, California, the Californian that's been born again, the goose filet mignon, grilling, eating, flying, artichoke, grilling, Zab Fredo 6-hour making, the ultimate tri-tip maker, the chimichurri slayer. Oh, that was it. Johnsy. Tri-chip maker, chimichurri slayer.
That's it. What's up. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Hey, shout
We're
out.
Getting there.
Shout out to that chimney, man.
I gotta write that one down.
Hey, I won the heart of the Cribs. That's all I gotta say.
That might be your first shirt. Dude Network, home of Johnsy, the tri-tip maker.
Slaying chimichurri.
Tri-tip maker, Chimmy Slayer. That's what it was.
All
Booked
right.
it. T-shirt. Hey, we got Stickers of the Month Club coming. That could definitely be one. That'd be a good one. People would want that on there. People would want that on their grill. People would want that on their grill.
Or their fridge or cabinet, whatever.
Beer mug on the garage beer, because they're going to buy like 60 of them, one for each beer of the month,
Hey, they're slowly coming west. That's all I care about.
Yeah, it's like one. Hey, we're in the central time zone. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, by the time they hit Cali, I'll have been gone for a while, so it'll be all
Sorry, Texas time. My apologies, not.
Oh yeah,
my apologies.
Not central.
I didn't mean to water the time zone down and round it into central. My fault. But all right. We are a 3-wheeled oiled machine tonight. Hopefully Nombre still makes it. But tonight, we're like the cool motorcycles with 3 wheels. They go really fast, but super safe, but super dad bod like, you know what I mean? The ones that we don't want to hold up the balance at the stoplights. But you need to have the head of that wheel. You need to have the main wheel, the moral compass. As
the moral compass,
the thing that keeps it straight in between the lines. And that's what this guy does out of Florence, South Carolina, the real Kakalaki, the only one that matters, the southern one, the southern smoke-a-fried wing segment soothsayer that sips on saisons.
Okay.
The South Kakalaki Carolina Gold downtown sauce can cook a burger still moist as hell in 3 hours time, while I get done dicking around with mystery beef and a surprise flank steak. Damon! God, what up, dude?
The mystery beef.
Hey, that mystery beef will haunt us for the rest of the
forever.
We have a theory, Johnsy, on what the mystery roast was, so it said like top round steak, and we asked for a top sirloin.
Yeah.
So I think that roast was the top sirloin, top steak, like a circle steak or a round steak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
I
was,
think
it
it
was
was
not.
Yeah, so it's cool. Like they don't know what they're doing down there, you know.
when Rudy wasn't there. Shout out Rudy, man. We missed
Yep.
you. That
You need
So
to
that-
check where were you?
all we wanted was a picanha, just like normal
That's it.
dudes would want in
But
Denison,
can we
Ohio.
talk about how big of a piece of beef we got for like nothing?
Yeah.
I will say, even for the price of a flank, it was a really good flank steak.
Oh,
It was
shout out
$40.
Makos. Shout out
Yes,
Makos.
sir.
It was
Makos for the
like a
win.
$25 flank steak. Ultimately, that's
Hey, I mean, they did come through. I mean, they had good prices on the wings and stuff. So I mean, they come through.
We basically ate the wings for free. Shout out to Makos. Shout out to Makos.
Shout out Makos for sure.
I've heard I'm finally meeting the owners soon. That's good to know.
Let's go.
Got them 11 million views in their little shop, so I'm glad that we're finally getting to that level of introductions.
There you go. Absolutely.
All right. Hey, we don't do it for that. We're pro community here on the Dude Network.
That's
we
right.
Support
Just
each
like
other and all
Makos.
our small businesses. Screw Walmart. Never on the Dude Network. You heard it here first.
What place? Yeah, what is that?
Oh, we didn't. Oh, we have yet to talk about that.
Yeah, that might be the 10:05.
How much time do we got?
Oh,
10:05
yeah.
segment.
I don't know.
The fact that you got burnt.
How about we bring Chico and let him weigh in on whether it was fair or foul on this story? I think that's a good one.
Hey, let's do that.
We got, speaking of a moral compass,
we got a charge. We got a charge.
Chico's going to shoot us straight.
I was about to catch a charge.
Chico's going to shoot us straight here. I feel it. Yeah. You know what's the irony is? I was like, we're not going out that one. That dude will definitely stop us.
And we did.
We pulled an audible. Guess what? Very efficient.
He radioed in. Stop him, guys. Stop him. Stop him now.
All right. We said too much. It's
that cheap meal guy again. Get his ass.
I know. We're frothing.
No.
All right. So let's see who over here is in the comments here. Everybody. Oh gosh, so many.
Yeah,
Robert Reyes, what up, dude? We appreciate you being first, as always, in the comments. Not as always. All right, you guys have got it. Just go down through here and just say who else is.
Welcome. Hey, our boy
What
T.
up?
What's
What up?
up?
Hey,
Johnsy tuned in. Hell yeah.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, who's that guy? Who the hell would comment named Johnsy?
Tony, apparently only Tony matters.
It's all good.
With BBQ rubs and more.
Yeah, we know.
Sorry, guys.
Our buddy Burley's in the house. Alliteration.
Burley.
Tony's strong suit, laughing his ass off. Fantastic. Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Absolutely.
Damon, your studio looks badass, bro. Look at you getting the love on the new studio.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, hey, appreciate that. It took me a while to get that stain off my hands.
That stain, yeah.
Actually, moved upstairs.
I mean, sourcing that beautiful teak wood,
Yeah.
stain.
That piece right there, that's mesquite right there.
Did you get some tobacco stain to put on there?
I did.
Yeah.
Little sponge effect. You did the sponge,
that's right.
didn't you?
That's right.
Mm.
Damn.
Hey,
bro.
Shout out to the bottle opener getting used. I love it. I love it. So all right,
You can see a reel about the bottle opener tomorrow if you follow me.
Yeah. What now?
I got a reel coming out about the bottle opener tomorrow. That's dropping tomorrow.
I'm real excited to see that.
Delivery,
when
a
you
special delivery.
When you sent that, it consolidates it down to such a small video we can't really see it when you send it in the group.
I know.
I'll
send it.
I got the
Instagram
vibe
or something.
But I'm super excited to see it in full screen. So it was like a little teaser, Johns.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Look at you working your engagement ratio. You savvy veteran. You look at you.
I can't give you all the secrets out of the gate.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, my brother. That's his own word.
I mean, that's Texas motto, right? Oh,
yeah. Speaking of cheating, this guy's been watching Cleveland sports get cheated out of stardom for years.
Right.
Years. Absolute years. A man of misery because he's a Cleveland guy. No. Hey, man, it's loyal to the T because he's a Cleveland guy. No, seriously, this guy coming up here, our fellow dude, you guys have all met him, and I'm super glad that you guys did.
Yeah.
Ended up when you guys were up, we got to do an extra couple segments with him because the one guy's scooter got stuck in a rainstorm in Cleveland.
And then he had to walk through 2 miles of Browns fans.
Yeah, we won't name drop whose scooter it was, but
not yet.
He's trying to get into the Hall of Fame, but it's not going to be for scooter charging. But hey, this guy ring me up. He goes, "Rookie, bring in the lefty." And I was like, "I got you, Uncle Chico. I got you, dude." A man that makes me feel real pretty when he eats all of our food, and you guys as well. But a real supporter and a real true good dude. We love having him on tonight, and hopefully not the last time. The man, the myth, the legend, Chico Borman. What up, dude?
Let's go.
What's going on, fellas? How we doing? First of all, let me just, I got to ask Tony, the nicknames that you guys like, that long list of names before the action Johnny did, like, do you have that written down? Is that in your head? Like,
No.
That's all I can think of while that was going on was in Rocky 4, right before Apollo, gets his ass kicked and dies. And he's got the nicknames going. All of a sudden, Rocky's like, "Yo, Apollo, you think you got enough names?" I was like, "Hey, Tony, you got enough names?" I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
Good to be with you guys, man.
Thanks for coming on here.
Yeah, appreciate you coming, man.
Appreciate you being here, Chico.
Big Play Studios up there, man. I mean, it's an awesome studio, so I don't blame you at all for making it over there because that place is legit.
Top notch.
Dave,
that's
shout out to Dave McAllister, man. He's kicked ass with this studio, and it continues to get better. You guys saw the kind of the lounge area. I'm in the studio itself, but the lounge area right outside the doors, it's amazing. So continue to grow and have some fun, even if our football team's a little down after last week.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Little down. I mean,
a lot.
I was at the same party you were at, dude. It was little down.
Bro, can we, dude? My man Chubbs, dude. Can we talk about that?
That's the second time.
Are we ready? I don't think I'm not. I haven't listened to her.
I didn't even grow up a Browns fan. When I saw that, I was like crying over here.
Speaking of which, John Z, you need to send a clip of you going thumbs up or thumbs down when your new Nick Chubb jersey shirt that I had you get when you were out here, because I'm going to take full responsibility for making you get one of why it happened. It was my fault, Browns Nation. It was. I made John to get a shirt of a Browns player, specifically the ultimate curse in Cleveland. So that's on me.
Yeah, and I apologize to all Browns fans everywhere for anything that I may have contributed to
for buying the Chubb shirt.
Told you not to get that.
There are so many contributing factors to these curses. So, my man, you're don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Yes.
So I kind of jokingly said a man of misery, but if you've been a Browns fan for anything more than or a Cleveland sports fans for anything more than 15 years, would you consider yourself a person of misery?
No.
No. Ultimately, positive.
No. I mean, look, there's been heartbreak. There's been, a lot of, oh my gosh, here we go again, and close but no cigar. But I wouldn't, guys, I truly mean this, and you guys know it because I've said it here as well. I wouldn't trade Cleveland fandom for anything.
There we go.
I mean, it's one of those, and I think everybody probably feels the same way wherever they're at. But anybody who's from Cleveland is never embarrassed to. As a matter of fact, not even embarrassed. They want people to know, hey, I'm from Cleveland. And so, I mean, the heartbreak and the jokes come with it, but there is absolutely no other place, no other teams I'd rather root for than right here in good old Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Hey, preach that, dude. Yeah, I experienced one Browns tailgate, and I'm converted.
Yeah.
They live for these things, man. I mean, you got to remember, since '99, it's pretty much all they've had. I mean, that their party wasn't from necessarily 1 to 4, occasionally 4 to 7, or occasionally a Thursday night or a Sunday night. It was basically 6 a.m. to noon, and then they'd make that trek over, wanting to believe, amidst a BAC of about 2.4, 2.5, that they were going to win. And they had a possibility of going 500, maybe above 5, and then they trudge back about 4 o'clock to the muni lot and say, "Well, might as well get fucked up again."
Yeah.
I don't want to waste.
Can I say that on the podcast?
They do. Yeah, we're good. We're after 7 minutes.
I don't care.
Hey, and let me tell you, the muni lot, they do that well.
Oh, well, that's what I was going to ask. I mean, have you ever thought about doing the show in the muni lot one day?
We probably will. I mean, Burke is kind of an extension, where we're at. For those that don't know, our studios here at Burke Lakefront Airport, it's kind of like across the street. Basically, it's almost like an extension of it.
Okay.
Yeah, we may try to do that. Now, Josh Cribbs, who may or may not be the guy that you were referring to earlier, that was unable to
allegedly.
No name, but Josh Cribbs. I don't know if you guys know this story. Tony, you might. He, I think it was maybe his second or third year in the league with the Browns, and he was so enamored and had heard so much about the muni lot and the party that goes on. He actually pregame, before he actually checked into the stadium, they're like, "Where's Josh?" Yeah, he went through the muni lot, just kind of walked through, said hi to some people. I was curious, I wanted to check it out, and then into the locker room he went, and it was on a Monday night. And I mean, that tells you all you need to know, man.
And then he killed it that game, right?
That's right.
Hey,
best game ever.
But you know what though, like what you just talked about, and like I met Booby Gibson on Monday, and that was a really cool thing. Am I echoing?
It comes in and out. You're good.
Oh, okay. But Cleveland athletes, how many of them stick around Cleveland when it's all said and done? Because, and like Booby Gibson said it on Monday when I was talking to him, he goes, "You're treated like a god here." He goes, "It doesn't get any better than living in Cleveland when you're a good athlete in Cleveland." Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think for the most part, look, I mean, we don't, I think part of our charm is we don't pretend to be a place we're not. Like we know we're not necessarily a vacation destination. We're not going to be confused with with Malibu or Hawaii but I think when it comes to sports towns, and especially if you've had success here, I mean, I think of a guy like Joe Thomas, who, born and raised in Wisconsin, went to Wisconsin, gets drafted here, and God knows he didn't have a whole lot of success. His teams didn't, but he is about as fine a representative of our city and that organization as you'll find. And he said, I mean, you heard him in his Hall of Fame speech over the summer. Like, he's like, these fans are incredible. So they are treated like royalty. If you play hard, do well. And I think part of it is the fan base likes to be acknowledged for what they are. They like a little attention. They need their ego stroked every now and then, which is okay. And I think most of these athletes are more than willing to do that because they're passionate fans, man. Passionate fans.
Absolutely, dude. I love being the Cleveland. And these guys got a small. I mean, Damon Johnsey. You guys, first tailgate, and you guys weren't in the muni. I drove them by the muni lot. They got to see the halftime aftermath of the muni.
I will go to the muni lot when I move out there. That is where I will be.
And you may just take up permanent residence there. We might actually dress up a porta potty, and we might give you curtains in the porta potty.
I'll get a dog van, and we'll do the whole thing.
He's a hell of a camper, Chico. He's a hell of a camper, you know.
But
he's fine. Yep.
Yeah, I do want to make a point about the Browns fans. Like, I live in an area that is diehard. It's split. It's diehard Niners or diehard Raiders, period. Like, that's who you grew up. Your grandparents love them, blah, 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 blah. Well, I was born in LA, and I love the Chargers, which is that's a hard team to be a fan of too. But when I experienced the Browns tailgate, I'm like, dude, this is just being a Browns fan is a culture of its own.
Oh yeah.
Which I was so exciting to be a part of, man, up there.
Yeah. And like I said, I think the best part of it is they're very welcoming. You know, they have a certain code of conduct, which is essentially no code of conduct. Just don't disrespect your team.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't disrespect the colors.
You can do whatever, but they are very welcoming, and they're just they you know, they love and they're proud of not only the team, which again, what makes it so special, guys, and I don't think I have to tell you guys this, you know, is that since '99, since they've come back in the league, I've been a fan really like since the mid '80s when I was growing up, and it was Bernie Kosar and those guys, and but you know, it has been extremely lean, as everyone knows, since '99. So the idea that the team could struggle as much as they have, and at times over the years, over the last 2 decades, been just an out and out embarrassment, you know, fodder for late night shows and the butt of late night jokes. But they keep coming back. They keep selling out. They keep, you know, there's no more room in the Muni lot. Hell no, because they're partying, and then afterwards they're going to the game, and then afterwards they're coming back and they're partying again. Heck yeah. By the way, did I see somebody on the chat refer to the Muni lot people as Neanderthals? Come on,
yeah, you did. Oh, sorry.
But this is also the same guy that just said he did shots off a midget in the Muni lot. Cleveland. This was
for you.
I want to guess he just got some
Let's
comments.
go, Jesse.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Good reference.
We love Jesse.
Well
he's an OG of the Dude Network, man. We love Jesse for sure.
Well done.
Oh man. Hey, Chico, we had you for the contest tonight, everybody. It's time to pick the number for a bottle of the Dude Network's Zesty Anything Bagel. It's easy.
I had that.
Yes. Yeah, I got one for you actually to bring up next time I see you. So but pick a number between 1 and 500. Everybody gets one guess. First guess is the guess that counts. So we will monitor the comments. We will pick the winner at 9:45. So you have 23 minutes to refer other friends over here as well if you want a chance to win one. And I think if we get over 20 entries, I will double it up and I'll do dose because I want everybody to have a good chance to try the Zesty Anything Bagel available on Amazon. Just type Zesty Anything Bagel in and you'll find it. Free shipping, $12.
Do I keep the number to myself then for now?
Yep.
And then,
yep.
Okay.
Yep. Well, you will announce that number at 9:45 between 1 and 500.
Here's what I'll say. I'll give a hint.
Oh no.
It does have a significance. There's a significance to this number. That's all I'll say.
311. It's his favorite band. You heard it here first.
Dang, God,
I doubt it's that. For some reason, I doubt that.
I need to listen to 311. Speaking of which, I haven't listened to them in forever.
Hey, all I gotta say is amber is the color of your energy.
Ooh. Whoa.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Hey, Jesse, one guess, buddy. One guess.
Jesse.
Sean, what's up, my boy?
He fails already.
One through 500. Put it in.
That's
there,
what happens
folks.
when he takes shots off a small person in the lot.
Yeah, you can't follow rules after
that. Every time. Okay, so we actually have a really fun topic here. I don't know if you've seen this story about you know how the world of social media works, and
Not really.
making young
Not really.
making young athletes at a very young age on a very big platform. But check out this one here. We want to get your take, and let's talk about this on this one.
14-year-old that has Under Armour and Puma competing for his signature shoe. This is Eric Kilburn Jr., and he wears a size 23 shoe, and his feet are still growing. Eric attends Goodrich High School in Ortonville, Michigan, where he plays defensive tackle. Eric has been playing football in size 22 basketball shoes because he can't find cleats big enough to fit his feet. He also wears a special football helmet, a Schutt F7, which is the only company that makes his size. Eric and his family met with Nike and Adidas about them custom making a size 23 cleat for him to play football in, but they were denied. Nike said they would only make it for a professional athlete, and Adidas said they would only do it if he went viral. After thinking he was going to have to play football in basketball shoes for the rest of his life, Rob Kopp, a representative from Under Armour, reached out. He said they will make a custom pair of cleats just for Eric because he knows how important high school sports are. After meeting with Under Armour in March, Under Armour plans to start production of the biggest shoe they have ever had to make.
So the kid's like
Dude,
10th grade, 9th
That's
grade, or 10th grade?
Shaq's shoe size. That's like
Yeah.
Shaq's shoe
At the age
size.
of
Okay, hang
14.
on. I want to look up what was Shaq's.
I think he was
22.
a 26.
Yeah, I was gonna say is
Oh,
I thought
okay.
it was 26.
Way to have that one memorized.
no. I thought I was with Chico. I thought it was 22.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Hold
I
on.
just remember when I was in second grade, my teacher had one of his shoes and brought it to class one time. It's
Well, I
massive.
remember-
It is double deuce 22s.
Okay,
Yeah,
22.
those. If you go into those at the time when they sold his, he was a Reebok guy, right?
Yeah, Reebok. That's right. Yep.
And if you walked into like a sporting goods store, a shoe store, they would have his model, and it was the actual. It was size 22.
Yeah.
I can't. That kid's in 10th grade.
And he's bigger than Shaq. Holy shit.
Oh my god! And it's still growing.
10th
At
grade. Yeah, he's
26.
got like 2
Yeah.
3 more years of
Yeah,
foot
he's still
size growth.
yeah.
It will be 20. I've never heard of a. I mean, Shaq was the largest shoe size I'd ever heard of.
Yeah.
This kid might just. He might race by that. Wow.
Holy crap. How tall is that kid?
Well, it said like 6'10".
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm
16.
typing up the thing down here in the bottom for the.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he can barefoot water ski pretty good.
Can I actually how? Okay, so I missed that. Damn it! What did I miss?
He said he could probably barefoot water ski pretty good.
Wait, yeah, if you have a tugboat.
Yeah.
Nah,
Oh shit.
nah, that's all in love, man. That's all in love.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If you're Under Armour, I mean, that was a smart move. I don't understand why Nike and Adidas was almost trying to be like very pretentious, and you know what I mean? Like, you got an opportunity. Like, here's the thing. I think Adidas, one of them said, "We'll do it if it goes viral." Well,
Yeah.
it's going to go viral as Under Armour just made the point. I mean, Under Armour, hats off to them.
Kudos,
But Nike
yeah.
and Adidas, who the hell are advising those guys? Well, here I am. That's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and I'm telling them that they need new marketing reps. But that was a no-brainer for Under Armour. Good move.
Yeah, right? Straight up.
Oh, you would think. I mean, it's amazing that these guys still have not learned of because now that video probably had millions upon tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of views. And it's like the worst pub ever. Like, oh, you crapped on that young kid that's just playing in basketball shoes.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
They
Nike,
learn, man, but
look at these pieces of crap.
and people wonder why Under Armour and Puma won't die. It's because Nike
Bingo.
and Adidas and Reebok just refuse to just think this. They leave low hanging fruit for them to live off of. Man, it's
Real,
crazy.
man.
Hate to hear it. I'm not a big
23
Nike guy.
size cleat.
Yeah, that's huge, man. But here's what's even better. He's great on the football field in basketball shoes. What kind
Right,
of grip
yeah.
are you getting on turf in basketball shoes?
I have.
Yeah, I want to say that. Well, his size alone is getting him looks, but I want to say that
Yeah.
there's colleges are already like, yeah, well, that's
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Hell, they can bring a kid on in 8th grade and call it an unofficial visit these days. That's old shit's overrated. Sorry,
So that
if
just,
you're
so that just
great
means that
experience for kids. Great experience, you should do it, but it doesn't have the weight as an official visit. So I just want to throw that out there.
well, hey, who knows? Maybe now he has to go to a college that's sponsored by Under Armour.
What's that, Uncle Chico?
The weight being the operative word, but yeah, you're right. Here's the other thing. I mean, you think about him without the cleats. Yeah, if he's able to actually like dig in and you're not moving him. I mean, you're not. What does he play in the O line or probably both? I would imagine.
It said he played defensive line because I don't know, he might not be able to do two-way. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I would think, man, you get him some cleats and he's able to, get some foundation, get some turf below him, beneath him, and get a good get off.
That's
going to be
right.
phenomenal. So,
So
got you, Sean, got you, Ron. We got your numbers.
All right,
folks,
you
just
guys
so everybody knows.
Yeah, Damon, what do you got, man? Let's go around the table here, man. Sorry, I was making sure we're on schedule here, but we are.
No, it's
on the schedule seriously.
I mean, you've been doing sports broadcasting for a while, I'm sure. What's been one of your best interviews that you've ever done? So that's the one that I love the best.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's
what I'm saying. It's tough.
Hey, way to ask the end question in the beginning, Damon.
So
I got a bet on
I'll pick one sports and one non-sports.
Ooh.
I actually had. So I'm a big true crime guy. Dateline, that kind of stuff. So a few years ago, I was on another station here in Cleveland, a night show, and they surprised me with this guy, Keith Morrison, that guy. What was that like? That guy. So he came on for 15, 20 minutes. He was phenomenal, man. From a sports standpoint, usually
there's been so many good players that come through Cleveland, man.
I guess what I would say is usually the best interviews per se are a lot of times media members, writers, analysts. But as far as athletes go, I love talking to Booney. I have a weekly segment with Brett Boone. I didn't mean that kind of sounded like a name drop there. I apologize, but
no, we love the name drop.
Drop away, drop away.
He's become a decent.
We name drop Cribs and Boobie. We've name dropped 30 people already, so keep it rolling.
Gosh, I'm trying to. I would say.
These Damon, you broke them.
I had CC Sabathia a few years ago as well, and not so much because of what he accomplished here in Cleveland, and obviously went on bigger and better things in New York, but he also dealt with, and still is obviously as a recovering alcoholic, that sort of thing, and dealing with that sort of thing, If you guys remember. He actually left in the middle of the playoffs, and people, because you kind of look at that. I remember him going into it. It's just fascinating to me that he would be willing to, really peel back that onion and talk about it. But he's a lot of people looked at that when I left the playoffs to go get treatment. A lot of people looked at that as well, just wait until, after. And, then get it treated. He's like, guys, this isn't like a knee injury. This isn't like playing through he's like, I didn't know day to day if I was going to wake up. I didn't know day to day, if I was going to do something really stupid. And, we're starting to, I think, more and more in society, not to, be a downer at all, but it's reality. Like we're dealing with more and more people that have those types of issues. But I think when it comes from an athlete, and an athlete with, his credentials, his resume, it was really, really fascinating. He's got a real love, a history for the game. I'm a big baseball fan too, so that that meant a lot to me as well. But I've been very fortunate, guys, with people that we'll talk to. But I would say CC definitely stands out for me.
And hearing that story, I can see why.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to get to know the real human behind the athlete, because you always know the athlete that's on the mound throwing the 100-mile-an-hour gasser with the 85-mile-an-hour wicked changeup. You know what I mean? Like, we're used to that guy, dominance, fist pumping, super energy, high-fiving teammates, but we have no idea when they get in their car and leave the stadium what them guys are into. So, yeah, I absolutely, man, that is an awesome, that is a really good one. Good. Hey, that's why we brought him on, guys, because he just crushes it. Every answer is amazing.
What's funny is I know I have to catch myself with it too, guys, and I think all of us do. That these guys, I mean, yes, they kind of are in a world that we're not familiar with in terms of their athletic ability, their fame, their money, and all that stuff. But Tony, you said it there at the end. At the end of the day, like, they're not robots, and there's some things that money can take care of for them, but as far as feelings and what CC was talking about in terms of addiction, in terms of just that loneliness feeling and fear and what's next, like that's very real stuff. Whether you're a professional athlete, whether you're a talk show host, whatever you do, that's everyday life.
I mean, it's so much pressure to be perfect, man, because especially in now, what's kind of crappy about being in Cleveland, it's like going to a small high school, a lot of good people, but boy, if you ever mess up, everybody knows about it. Everybody, and so it's got to be an immense amount of pressure to because you have this money, you want to go out and enjoy it, but you're still young, you're still out there. A lot of you guys are still bachelors, and we all know what bachelor life's like, I would be, there's probably, not only are you a skilled athlete, but you have to work so much on your mental health just as much as your physical skill set. I'm sure of it. I am absolutely sure of it. Because, I mean, there's all kinds of sad stories throughout the years of athletes that just went, whoosh, shout out John Rocker. And, but no, so that is really cool. Johnsy, what you got here?
So, being such a big sports coverage guy for a long time and such a Cleveland sports fan, I want to know, since you've been covering, what's been your favorite Cleveland sports moment that you got to talk about or interview or be a part of?
That's awesome.
That's a great question, and I wish
we're bringing zingers tonight, Chico.
I wish it was it is a championship. I wish it was a Browns Super Bowl or maybe selfishly an Indians World Series. I go back to 2016. Okay. And 2016 was really special, not only because LeBron came back and did what he said he would do, and the Cavs won the championship and the drought was gone, but I just remember thinking that October, the Indians, now Guardians, but then Indians made it to the World Series, kind of an improbable run to take on the Chicago Cubs, made it to 7 games. But there was one night in particular, the Cavs were opening their season at home. They were getting their championship rings, and the Indians were obviously getting ready for, I think it was, I want to say game 4 of the World Series. So you look out, for those of you that have been here, and you guys have all been here, Gateway Plaza is right in between, you got Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, then you've got Progressive Field. And that little plaza there is where, a lot of fans will gather. Well, that night, that whole day, hell, that whole couple days really leading up to that, you had like every media outlet in the country,
I
it
bet,
seemed,
yeah.
was right there, like in that little strip just between Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and Progressive Field. You had ESPN, you had the TNT Countdown Crew, Barkley and Company, you had baseball tonight, and it was all because you had the Cavs getting their rings, you had the Indians in the World Series, and it was just kind of like, wow, it's good to.
And Indians won that game to go up 3-1.
Yes, yeah, you're exactly right, and that's the other thing too is when you go back to all of the heartache and look, I said to begin that hey, we've had a lot of heartbreak. It doesn't define us. We're not ashamed of it, any of that type of stuff, right? But when you have a night like that and the spotlight is on Cleveland and it's great and it's like, wow. I mean, I just remember that city, like looking out, you could not, it was packed like sardines in that, space between those two, between the media and the fans. And it was lit up. And I just remember, I had chills. I still get chills thinking about it, talking about it. Because you want to see your city in a good light, literally and figuratively, and that night it definitely happened.
I was there at Gateway Plaza for Game 5 when Tyler Naquin dropped the fly ball and they got blasted in game, and it started after that. It was all down. And I remember getting ridiculed by Cubs fans. Where are you going? It's only 5th inning. Come on, stick around. The water's fine. We're only up 8-1. Yay. To this day, I hate Cubs fans almost as bad as Yankees fans, and that takes a lot of hate. That takes
a lot of trash that series. They were talking a lot of garbage that series.
And we lost. It was so Cleveland to be the ones to give them the curse of the goat back. To release them of the curse of the goat. It's so Cleveland. So Cleveland.
So Cleveland.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. Cause I have a fun question after that. So go ahead. Okay. I'll go into it. My bad. That's my bad. Hey, you came from the radio world, and now you're in the podcast, social media, virtual world. Talk about the adjustment, man. Being a classically trained radio guy, getting into this new digital virtual world, man. What's the transition been like? Like you said, you can drop the shits, the fucks, the cocks, and all that, and be totally cool with this non-FCC regulated communication. So talk about it, man. What's it like?
Very well said, Tony. Very well said, my man.
Word smiter. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, it was. I'm not going to lie, guys. It was a big adjustment because in radio, especially after 20 some years, you kind of just the clock. I get in my head as far as you have the 3 stops that's an hour and how the show's formulated. Now my show at last place I was at before coming to Big Play was a 5-hour talk show at night, which was ridiculous. I mean, ridiculously long. Yeah. So
5 hours is a marathon, everybody. If you don't know, 3 hours is suicide. 5 is,
and that's 5 days a week. I mean, that's like by Friday, you're pretty much exhausted. But so I came from that kind of mindset and trying to rewire to the world of podcasting. And I make jokes about how I don't know anything about social media. I mean, I can find my way around, but certainly now, like, it's just, you guys were talking about 11 million, views and we've got our own guy. You guys know McNeil, and he 0-16 parade, and that really put him on the map. You look at how many followers he has on Twitter, and it's blown up, and I think it's great. At first, I was a little worried, a little concerned, like as a radio guy, like, wow, is this going to take over? I think radio still has its place, but I love the idea with podcasts and kind of this platform. You have so much more freedom, and I think from a time standpoint, it's just more open. It's more open, and I think it's something that's easier to consume. And nowadays, that easy consumption is as important as anything for people out there, because they're just constantly on the go and looking at their phones. So when they're looking at that phone, you want them to see your pretty faces and hear everything that you guys got to say, and it's just a lot easier with this one. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, every now and then I do something that's radio-ish, and it's like, man, I can't, you can't take it out of me after 20, 25 years.
Yeah. No, I've enjoyed it. I never did anything like major, obviously. My career was always outside of radio. But this radio was like my Friday night lights hustle. I got to do just enough to stay relevant. And thank God the podcast game came around, because it gave me like, hey, I can finally use my degree in my free time type thing. Yeah. And I've been really thankful for it. There's no rules here, and I am not one with structure, as you all know by now. Hey, Chico, what was your number here? Let's pick a winner. Let's give away some seasoning.
Here we go.
Okay, so I said it had significance. Right here, it hit us. 24. 24 out of 500.
Oh, he went with Nick Chubb.
He did. I kind of had a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was going to be a sports player, so I would have guessed under 100 for sure when he gave the hint. Yep. I definitely would have guessed under 100.
So who would be Raging Pillage?
Yep. Our good buddy Burley won with the number 69.
He come in with 69.
We turned these on. We didn't know what the hell these were, but looks like he was the first one to do it.
You got it. Yep. I got it. Oh, so I'm sorry.
Nope. Hey, first one to give us a super sticker, whatever the hell that is, but thanks for being the guinea pig. Hey, sticker. That's beer money. Thanks, bud.
Woo!
That next garage beer's on Burley. Let's go.
That's right.
Hey, speaking of garage beer, real quick, can we talk about that toss from the Muni lot?
Yes. Have you seen that video of the throw?
To the boat.
Okay, Damon, it's on my Facebook. I shared it to my Facebook page, so you can get that pulled up on a separate side screen. No, wait. Damon's getting ready to do the segment, so I will figure that out. I will get that pulled up here. We do have, we'll pull that up. We got to show it to you. Did you see the Browns fan throwing the beer can on the fly on the barge going up? Did you see that?
Incredible throw. Yes, I did.
Okay, who has seen it? Yeah,
let's hire these guys.
Did you know that was a garage beer?
I didn't. It wasn't a garage beer.
It was a garage beer.
Of course it was. Absolutely.
Their marketing team has went wild with it, and it's like the greatest They made like a documentary out of it. It is hilarious. Yeah. It's like this 60-second.
And it was the best. The best part of those is that like whoever threw it, I mean, none of that was just on the fly. Give it that's amazing. That's amazing.
It was a 50-yard. It was a 50-yard Jeff Blake
at least all day. At least.
That thing.
That was
he had to have touched it. I'm surprised it didn't start raining after that thing was up in the air.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
All right, so we always try to come up with some fun segments here, some funnies, some giggles, some sillies.
Know about that.
Who won?
Raging Pillage won. Jeff.
Raging Pillage. The number was 24. Shout out Nick Chubb.
Yeah. Prayers for Nick Chubbs.
Prayers
for sure.
If there's ever a dude though that'll just kick this recovery right in the dick, it'll be Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
That's
what I say, because it's the same knee it's the same knee he got in college too. So
yeah, but you know what? He didn't blow up the ace. Did we ever hear the final CL count?
3, I believe.
Oh, that's it. That's actually not that bad.
From what
okay.
Again,
I thought the all 6.
Easy for you to say.
I have a small injury.
My understanding was I heard a doctor's interview that said, because in that I think it was 2015 when he tore up his knee the first time, same knee. He also dislocated it, and they said that this time it was dislocated, and he said that more than like the same ACL tears and MCL and PCL and GCL and XCL and whatever the hell they are. I don't even know how many.
Right. Yeah.
But other than just those, he said the fact that he dislocated the same knee twice is going to be difficult. But again, like you guys said, there's one guy that's gonna power his way through. It's going to be Nick Chubb.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. The contract coming up next year. I know we don't talk about contracts on the show a lot, but off the record, it's going to be an interesting offseason with Nick Chubb. So,
yep, yeah, he's that's just a guy that it's so much more than just the. And yeah. I'm saying that you guys already know, most people know, but he's an incredible running back, maybe the best in the game. But on top of that, like, very rarely do you get guys that are the heart and soul of the team and the heart and soul of your city.
Right.
That's him. I mean, that really is Nick Chubb.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like you said, like Cribbs, great representation for sure. But yeah, like I said, we got some funnies and some sillies here to wrap this show up here tonight. Damon, he is our segment soothsayer. So what we got here?
Hey, I mean, coming from the sports guy, I mean, we're just gonna have it, and the fans take the field.
Oh boy! Oh yeah!
I mean, it's just how it's
there
gonna
better
be.
be someone getting their
so
lunch.
What other better way to start out the fans taking the field by taking it to this place?
Hey. Yep. Oh, come on. Rough them up. Rough them up. Give them the business.
Oh, yeah, the good one.
Yeah. You know what's funny is
he's actually the luckiest guy.
Yeah.
He's the same height as the jersey he was wearing, Baker Mayfield, about 5'5".
Yeah. It's probably an actual replica. Straight up.
Baker's playing pretty well.
It might have been Baker with it.
It might have been his real jersey. It might have been Baker.
Might have been.
Yeah, that was actually Baker. He got a first down. He was so excited. He just ran head first and about 40 yards out, banged his head into the wall. It was like, let's go.
And that's how he tore his shoulder ligament.
That's right.
That's how he tore his labrum. That's what it was.
That wasn't security. That was people making sure he was okay.
Yeah, that's right.
They're like, hey, don't go in the crowd, man. Get back here.
Yeah, you got to play football. You got to play football.
You got to get him next half, Baker. It's Commanders. Don't let him off the hook. Let's go.
Guys, let me ask you something. How concerned are we about Deshaun Watson?
Hey, remember that little talk we had? Okay, I mean,
I had a different question than the one I asked at first.
Okay.
And it was about, I was going to say, as a Cleveland sports 25-ish year vet, how confident are we with Deshaun Watson?
Do you remember when we said do you remember week 1 when you asked me and you kind of picked on me and I said,
no,
this Stefanski, you questioned me, and it was a smart questioning because I was out there in left field, but it's aging, unfortunately, nicely. This Stefanski-Watson marriage is already getting questioned heavily because now it's like Stefanski's heads are going to be rolling if he can get Watson playing because he's supposed to be this quarterback whisperer. And I was worried about it. If I said 10-7 or they missed the playoffs at 10-7, Stefanski's gone. I'm telling you, man, I'm worried that this is going to cause a massive ripple effect throughout the whole season. We need a good game Sunday between these two, big time. Like that, I don't care if it's like 225 yards and 6% completion, no interceptions, and give me a touchdown and run for another, and I'm back in. Like we're good, but he needs to figure it out because something is not working, and I'm concerned that there's a lack of communication somewhere.
just want to see him look confident. I mean, I just want to see him look like he's, first of all, there was no reason for him to say before the season started. I'm not trying to pounce on every little word that he says and comments he makes, but when you start the season by saying there's going to be expect fireworks tomorrow before the Cincinnati game, like Deshaun, you didn't need to say that. And if those are your fireworks, then wow. I mean, I won't go any further. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's just let's go win one for the Gipper. How about that? Huh?
I mean, he definitely does not look. And I'm just seeing it from the outside, not being a true Cleveland fan, but just knowing Deshaun when he come from Clemson, because I mean, being a guy from South Carolina, I don't pull for Clemson, but we play him, and I pull for him just because of the state. But I mean, that arrow slinging guy that he used to do back in college is not there.
Yeah, I want the gun. I want it back. I want the arrow back. Go ahead.
Yeah. One of the things that you mentioned it from Clemson, like one of the things I loved about him coming out of college, and certainly even he displayed this in Houston early on, is that there was no stage that was too bright. There was no no moment too big. And I think now this is where I got into this week, and I don't want to dive too much into the weeds with this, and you guys can your naps, but like, we can talk all day long about how what the formations are going to look like, and what are they going to do scheme wise and all that sort of thing. But my thing is, when we get back to like these athletes being human beings, right? Some guys, I'm not going to say that they thrive on being a villain. And in Deshaun's case, like it's kind of different, but like, how, let's go back to LeBron. All right. When LeBron first left Cleveland and it wasn't done very well, his team admitted that, like the team around him, that, probably could have done that a little bit better. So he goes to Miami, and I think LeBron's thought and his team's thought was, okay, Cleveland's going to be pissed off with you, but you'll be fine. Everybody throughout the NBA, every fan base was booing him because it was just, they didn't like the way that it went down. So exactly, Johnny. So then LeBron, like, you could see him like, you know what? I'm trying to embrace the villain role, but he couldn't do it. And I think it was a cool thing. Like, he's like, I want to be liked. I think Deshaun has that same thing in him. Like, remember when he got to Houston, first to Houston, and they had like serious flooding, and he was the one that was, hey, I'm going to pay the rent and bills for, these workers that are displaced from their homes because of the floods. And I'm talking like, concession workers, ushers.
Right.
And he was like, all of a sudden, and then he starts playing very, very well. Make no mistake, that's important too. But the combination of them, he became a Pied Piper there. And then all of a sudden, so he goes from being beloved and a great quarterback to his play drops off. He doesn't play for 2 years. And then he is arguably one of the most hated guys in the country. And some guys don't, like, back to the athlete thing. Oh, well, he'll just, blinders on, compartmentalize. Some guys don't recover from that. Yes. Some guys say that, oh, I'm good, man. My only concern is going out there on Sundays from 1 until 4. That's my place to go and just do my thing. But they can't turn that off. And I'm not saying that's the case with Deshaun, but I think it remains to be seen whether or not there's more to this than just, oh, well, he's just getting tuned up and used to the offense and this and that and the speed of the game. That may be a thing, but it also may be a thing that, you know what, he doesn't have that swagger, that true confidence that a lot of great athletes have, that he had once, but he might not have it ever again because of what's gone down. I wonder about that.
I wonder how. I mean, I understand you're out there, you're a quarterback or whatever position you play, and this is what I love to do. This is what I've trained my whole life for. But if you know that the entire city outside is mad at you, that's gotta weigh in.
Well, I mean, and that's actually the problem of Cleveland. And I don't want to I don't want to mean this as like a bash at Cleveland, but we live for our sports. Like it's a sports town. That's it's
why
a Browns
I love
town.
The experience of that was incredible.
It's not just the Cavs. Like that's what we watch when the Browns aren't playing. Like I mean, that's just how Cleveland sports are. Unless they're really good, then the city will kind of gravitate toward them or looking for something fun to do. But still, like they do sports. So like in other cities like New York, LA, other major markets, there's a lot of other things that get a lot of attention. But in Cleveland, it's the Browns. So like it's probably more pressure in Cleveland than it ever was in Houston.
And also,
who gives a shit about football in Houston? They're about universe.
Thank you. Finally, it was said. Finally, it was said. Finally, thank you,
them boys. Yeah.
The other thing too is, they haven't. We talk about how went back to how things were handled in LeBron's case, totally different circumstances, but how it was handled. Like I don't particularly like how I don't think Deshaun ever had a very clear. On what approach he wanted to take. Like, here's the thing, and I think you guys would all agree. I think a lot of people would agree. You're not going to please everybody, but we are a very forgiving society on a lot of things. If you just come forward, you own it, and you say, look, you know what? I screwed up. There is absolutely no excuse for that behavior, and I'm very sorry. People will get behind you. But when you kind of go the line of, well, I don't know if I did anything, and I'm sorry to those people, and if I offended, and then he goes, not long ago, I think it was during camp, and he referred to the whole situation as his ordeal. What? Your ordeal? Like, come on.
The reason to bring it up was like so unnecessary. It's like, bro, we're all trying, NFL included, is trying to move on from this. Like, stop talking about it, please.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, here's some more salt in the wound, folks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, oh my God, why? I mean, that's just the way it is. But no. Hey, we got a couple. Hey, who's the next one taking the field here, Damon?
Hey, we can hit.
I want to see someone get messed up. I want to see.
Hey, I mean, we can hit the field right now with this guy right here.
Well, play that. That's got to get played.
That guy was in his glory days. I bet you he was all city.
Yeah, he was straight up.
Even listen to the fan after he gets tackled.
Oh, what flew? Was that his cell phone? You think that was
his cell phone flew out of his hand.
Someone next to that guy feeling goes, oh my God.
We got to go check in
the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2.
We got to check in with Gene Steratore and see if that guy led with his head. I think the guy led with.
I was wondering if that was Ed Hawkins.
He tucked.
Head down a little bit.
All city in high school, bro. All city in high school.
Hey, he played church league ball too.
He probably got lost his contact and he tackled him.
Whatever, guys. Whatever.
Inside joke. But Jonesy once took a charge. But it was he lost contact. He's in the church
both
league.
contacts
about it.
On a layup, and it's my fault. Whatever. Last time I played church league,
drink, Damon. You know the rules. Let's drinking game. Yep. Talk about the chart.
You guys brought it up. I'm drinking.
You fell for it, so we have to drink.
Hey, but this guy needs a drink too.
Look at the whiplash. That's what I'm here for. Is that a good Samaritan? Is that the ball boy? Is that the ball boy?
Is it? It is. No.
There's baseball pants, baseball cleats, with the pullover. Yes, it is.
Dude,
it's got to be the ball boy. Okay, so here's a question. Okay, let's pull this off. Let's go around the table. Truth time. Okay. You're a good Samaritan. You have the opportunity to go out and absolutely do what someone did to that guy. And you can get away with it. You get one free pass just to snipe someone from the side and watch their head snap off their shoulder when you hit it so hard. Do you do it? I'm doing the most illegal head tuck spear tackle I can possibly put together in that moment. I want helmet to helmet, but this is my helmet. You know what I mean? That's what I'm wanting. I'm wanting blood, me or them. Something's going down.
It's gonna be a straight Goldberg spear.
Yeah.
Straight
Bingo,
Goldberg.
Damon.
Man. Chico, you doing
so
it? You get to be good Samaritan and clean someone's clock at the same time. We doing it, or are you just letting the next guy do it?
Oh yeah, Goldberg spear all day.
I'd have to I'd want it to be at the very least. He's got to have a very punchable face. If I don't know him, you know what I mean? Like I want to look at him and just be like, oh yeah, even though I don't know him, I can tell that guy's a jackass.
He's like right in the suckle. Right.
I mean, if he looks like a good dude though, like I don't know.
Oh man, it reminds me of like Step Brothers. He's like, there's just something about your face. It's just...
Well, I get what he's saying though, because it's like some guy runs on the street and he's like, "Love you, mom," or something. You're like, "Oh, I don't want to tackle and murder this dude," but some guy who just runs out like, "This is my bitch. This is my moment."
Johnny with Uncle Mark's ashes that he wanted spread in the outfield.
Yeah.
You don't want to get that. You know?
Right. So Johnsy, what you're saying is like, even if you're out there doing a good deed, like this guy, he shouldn't get tackled.
No way.
I mean, he's out there proposing.
Well, it's at a Dodgers game, so who really gives a fuck?
Isn't there? Okay,
that's amazing.
Isn't there some kind of discretion involved there? Like I understand the guy is it's illegal what he's doing, but he's on one knee.
But that right there. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Chico made a good point.
They already bringing cuffs out.
Look at this, dude.
That dude was barking in his ear. I'm going foul. This dude went excessive. Look, watch him like yelling in his ear after, like he was like trying to get his point across.
Yeah,
like man, the guy's trying to...
and then two more dudes run out like he's a crackhead resisting arrest. Like, no, you're going to jail, Dick.
Security guy saw this as his opportunity to get laid later that evening. He was running to the bar for the highlights of the game. Like, hey, baby, you guys are going to want to pay. You ladies are going to want to pay attention to this because I'm going to be taking this guy out here in a second. What do you mean?
That guy's like still like ripping on him, man. That guy was that security guard. He's like, that reminds me of that movie Friday After Next. We're top flight motherfucking security.
Oh, dude.
We a little like them.
That's what I was talking about. Like in that moment, I would let him finish at least. Like wait for a second, and be like, "All right, dude, come on, you're going to,
Honestly, I would have taken a knee beside him and then make him handcuff himself. But I would have let him finish out the deed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, let that guy finish, dude.
Yeah, I'll be like, all right, do the drill. Like, all right, here, I'll hold your ring for you, and I'll put it in my pocket, and I'll get that back. All right, now I'll handcuff yourself, and I'll, hey, I'm a security guard. I'm at the Dodgers game. I mean, we ain't,
Well, it's their fault for being.
I mean, I'm trying to make some extra jingle, man. I want diamonds last forever.
So, are you guys? Let me ask this real quick. I'm always curious about this. Are you guys in favor of proposals at a game? Like,
I think it's kind of. I think it takes away from like. But if your wife, or excuse me, your girl is a super duper sports fan, maybe. Right. But to me, it's kind of like, all right.
Situations are situational. I knew my wife loved her family more than anybody, so I proposed to her in front of her family. I mean, I just think you got to be smart about it.
Yeah, like I'm not taking my wife to a game and proposing like that. Yeah, of course she would say yes. Obviously she did. But
if I met my wife in the movie lot and she she took a butt crack shot off me, and we ended up getting proposed. Like, I mean, we're getting proposed in the Muni lot.
A butt crack shot in the. Okay, well, there it is. There.
That's love. I mean, you
heard it here first. You heard it here first. Butt crack shots in the Muni lot are real love, folks.
All right,
Damon, I was just about to ask what your thoughts are on it until he dropped the butt crack thing, and then now I don't know what.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just because I know what hair Tony's got going on. So I mean, I'm sure it goes head to toe at the same time.
Listen, if we're talking the Muni lot,
oh boy.
I felt like I wasn't doing the Muni lot justice if I didn't take it up the next level, guys. I'm sorry. You saw the aftermath. Do you guys think that you do cheers and like, okay, cheers?
Yeah.
At the Muni lot? No. Yeah. You do butt crack shots.
With your pinky.
Yeah, you take shots off little people, all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, why do you think Cribbs ran so many touchdowns back? He did butt crack shots in Muni lot. You heard it here first. I mean, probably
Josh,
we can ask him about
no, he didn't.
We'll ask him about that on Sunday.
Hey, make a note of it.
Hey, you want to talk about going viral?
Dave.
Let's do it.
I'll tell Dave to say, Dave, could you mute the TV real quick before we get to Josh? Is it true that you did butt crack shots on the night that you?
We had an allegation on Friday, Josh. We need to address it.
Hey, this has to be recorded somehow, some way.
Yeah. So when Maria said yes, was it because of the butt crack shots in the Muni lot? Was it?
Yes.
I think he met her before the Muni lot. I think he met her.
I guarantee that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying he was receiving, but I'm saying there's probably plenty of people that'd be willing to take one off of Josh. Because, like, good luck, good luck. I mean, a lot of omens in Cleveland, right?
Oh, don't be dragging me down this. No way. I've been around a little while, Tony. You're not dragging me into that one.
I'm gonna lie, the butt crack shot's getting a lot more attention than I was anticipating.
Oh, Chico, what do you think about those butt crack shots?
Hey, the next 2 weeks of big plays, butt crack shots. Thanks a lot, Tony.
I'd like to dedicate this moment to Garage Beer. Drink Garage Beer, 4% light beer now available in Chicago.
You can take as many b-hole shots as you want.
Hey, I'll do a butt crack shot with some Garage Beer, as long as that's my wife's butt crack.
And we've
And all right.
I think Damon's finally ready to just throw in the towel on this one.
No, man. No.
I think Damon's like, okay, guys.
Yeah, we've come off the rails on the crazy train. That is a fact. Hey guys, final good parting words here for Uncle Chico before we wrap this up here. We don't want to definitely go any more past than the quarter after mark here.
Yeah. No, hey, I appreciate you coming on. Good. I enjoyed meeting you the other week. Hey, keep doing your thing, and all good things will come to you, man.
Thanks, Damon. I appreciate you, bud.
Yeah, just appreciate you being here, man. It was a pleasure to meet you. This has been an absolute blast.
And battle.
And yeah, true that. True that. What's your biggest hope for Cleveland sports this year? We'll leave it on that, on a high note. On a high note for Cleveland.
I just want to see the Browns make the playoffs. I honestly don't care if they get, I mean, I can sit here and say I don't care if they get knocked out, but just somehow, some way, find a way to get into the postseason. So we're not doing this all over again with a front office and a coach. And let's see this thing start to come together. And It doesn't have to end in a Super Bowl or AFC championship, but just get to the postseason. These fans deserve it. I mean, the fans deserve it.
We do.
True that. And that's a good fan base too.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. Hey, I told the guys, I told my wife, I said, I'll never leave you. If I haven't left the Browns, I sure as hell ain't going to leave you.
You really have a way with those words, man.
Yeah.
They call me Captain One-Liner. I don't know. There we are.
Tony's line of Hallmark cards are going to be a real hit.
Right.
That's it.
I've always
Mr.
wanted to
Deeds. Yeah,
take a
Hallmark
butt
really said
crack
that one
shot
had
out of
potential.
Real quick before we forget, roll out the red carpet for Chico, man. Tell everybody where they can find you,
That's
what you
right.
got going on.
Oh, okay. Thank you. The show is the Chico Borman Show, Monday through Friday, noon to 2, right here on the Big Play Sports Network. You can stream the show on Twitter at Chico Show CLE. You can also go to YouTube and find the show that way. Type in Chico Borman Show, hit subscribe, and then we also are on iHeartRadio, the live radio app, and wherever you get your podcasts. And we're really growing here, man. I got to give it to Ken and Dave. We've got, the Josh and Maria Cribbs Show, Bernie and Hanford.
We got
Bruce Drennan, who is guys. I'm glad. Who brought up Bruce?
Tony did. Yeah,
Tony.
I met him in a high school football booth once.
He was my, when people talk about what got you into sports talk radio, like for me, I remember I would always get in my brother's car. My brother's 9 years older than I am. But when he first got out of college and, he'd come to visit, whatever, we hang out, he always had sports talk radio on in the car. And I'd want to listen to radio, or I'd want to listen to FM radio. I was 13, 14 at the time, maybe. Wanted to listen to Power 108 here in Cleveland. And
hell yeah.
And then but whenever it was on, it was always Drennan or Jeff Sindelar. And so I became hooked. Like it took about a month, and then I was like, yeah, well, turn it back to Drennan, turn it back to Sindelar. So when Drennan got hired this week, because you're right, he's aboard too, I said, Bruce, if this isn't coming full circle, I don't know what is, man. We both have shows here. And,
dude, how cool is that?
Hey,
that's awesome.
On the down low, another defector. It's happening.
How about this? When I first, my first job out of school was in Erie, PA, doing play-by-play high school stuff. And I did a show, and I actually got Bruce on my show in Erie. And that, to me, we're talking about cool guests. Yeah. I can tell you, I was very nervous for that one. And I don't get nervous for interviews anymore, really. But I'm like, man, that's the guy that I grew up listening to. I don't want to screw up. I don't want him to think I'm a hack, which I was at the time and still am.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's that was. I'm glad you brought up Bruce. That was really cool.
So for me,
really
when I got into this, in college, it was Jay Crawford, Cold Pizza. So I reached out to him first time, and he was like, yeah, I'd love to come on. I'm like, oh, my God, Jay's coming on the show. So we did the interview. So next time, he's like, well, next time you're in Cleveland, let me know. We'll do a show up here. So I hit him up, and I'm like, yo, hey, Jay. He's like, yeah. He goes, how about you just come to my house? I'm like,
what?
Yeah, I'll be. I'm sitting there, I'm like, don't fanboy. It's just a guy. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, this guy in college made me want to be on ESPN. And I'm going to go to his house do a podcast. This is crazy. Yeah. So yeah, it is really cool. But I met Bruce. Sometimes he'll get hired down here by smaller radio stations to bring in a bigger name to help promote their podcast. And he was at a New Philadelphia Quakers podcast football game up there, and I got to meet him in the booth. So yeah, he's an awesome dude, real genuine in person. He definitely could have been the big timer in the studio. He did not want that treatment at all. So Bruce is awesome. Looking forward to seeing him up there on Big Play. And everybody, again, Chico's got a really good thing going up there. He's passionate about Cleveland. I love hanging out with him. I love hanging out with everybody at Big Play, and I love feeding everybody. This Sunday, the Titan Down.
What's on the menu? Can I ask? All right.
Yeah, the Titan Down Burger. It's going to be a seasoned half-pound burger patty with some candied beef bacon, with some chipotle raspberry jelly, sauteed onions, pepper jack cheese, fresh slice of Italian seasoned tomato on a Hawaiian pretzel burger bun. Let's go.
Go.
Titans up. Titans down.
I'm a little upset because I remembered my question when we were all there and we cooked. What was your favorite thing to eat, and why was it my tri-tip and chimichurri?
Okay. Yeah. You got that.
You know what? I didn't get a chance.
What's your favorite food?
I didn't get a chance. What's that? What's my favorite?
Food? What's been your favorite food you've got to try so far? You've had
First of all, and I didn't see them there. Maybe they were already gone because they are so good that they're popular as hell, I'd imagine. But you had those. I think they were like grilled poblano peppers with cream cheese inside.
Those
the mini sweet peppers.
Smoked.
Yeah. Oh, those were incredible. Yeah.
I'll make you some Sunday. I got you.
And then you had
they're so easy. They're so easy. I'll make one, dude. No problem at all. I got you.
You had some like brisket with like Nashville sauce is like what? That's kind of like theirs is like vinegary. Is that right? Or is that kind of Carolina more?
That's
Carolina is very vinegary. Yeah, Carolina is very, and then depends on what part of Carolina is, how much mustard or red sauce is in the vinegar. You know, it depends.
Look at me trying to act like I really know what the hell I'm talking
about. You were pretty good.
Oh, Nashville, is that a little vinegary? Or what?
Well, it depends on the region of Carolina, and if it's a mustard or red or like central or northern or southern. We'll get there.
Guys, I enjoyed it. Seriously, man. I love same here. Everything you guys said, and I appreciate it. I feel the same way. It was great first getting to meet Tony over the summer and then having all you guys here. And I think it's a great partnership. But you guys got a great thing going as well. And
thank you.
We're really lucky to be able to, have this partnership and we'll keep it going. But looking forward to seeing you guys on Sunday.
Absolutely, Chico. Hey, dudes and dudettes, we appreciate all of you. Have a fantastic weekend. Once again, let's give it up for our guest of honor tonight, the man, the myth, the legend, Chico Borman. Let's get
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Sunday, another foodie show at 9 o'clock. Me and Big K as we talk about our burger show off. We'll see you Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Pacific, anytime in between.